Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a real game changer, a blueprint for financial freedom, specifically focusing on that legendary first $100,000. Now, if you're a young professional just starting your career, you know the drill, right? You're working your tail off, battling those student loans, bringing home that entry-level paycheck, but somehow, you still feel completely broke. It's so frustrating. But trust me, you are definitely not alone in feeling that pinch in modern America. So that really begs the question, making money is technically easier than ever, so why do we constantly feel broke? Well, we're feeling the squeeze literally everywhere right now. Rent is just skyrocketing, credit card debt is absolutely exploding, and honestly, let's not even talk about the immense pressure from our social media feeds. You log on and boom, everyone seems to be living these insane luxury lifestyles in Europe, which just makes the idea of saving even a single dollar feel entirely impossible. But here's the good news. There is a specific, almost magical financial milestone that acts as your escape velocity: $100,000. Hitting this exact number is the ultimate prize. It is the tipping point that shifts you out of pure survival mode and gets you to a place where your money is actually working harder for you than you work for it. To get you to that life-changing milestone, we've got a clear, systematic blueprint today. We'll start with the trap of looking rich. Then step 1, growing your income. Step 2 is all about stopping lifestyle inflation. Step 3 is investing consistently. And finally, we'll cover the mindset of quiet wealth. Let's just dive right in. Kicking things off, the trap of looking rich and how you can escape the endless cycle of consumption. Look, if you're frustrated right now, your feelings are absolutely valid because modern society and practically every single app on your phone is deliberately designed to compete for your starting salary. The legendary investor Charlie Munger bluntly put it like this: the first $100,000 is a bitch. And yeah, that is the harsh, unfiltered truth. The beginning of your career is incredibly hard, simply because every single dollar is coming straight from your own blood, sweat, and tears. You're trading your weekends, working overtime, and constantly cutting expenses just to scrape by. And instead of saving that hard-earned cash, so many of us fall headfirst into a really toxic cultural trap, this idea that spending more money equals looking successful. We see young professionals leaning on buy now, pay later apps to afford expensive clothes or heavily financing cars they absolutely cannot afford. And why? Just to fake a lifestyle and impress absolute strangers online. It's a never-ending trap of consumption. The contrast here is pretty stark when you break it down. People struggling to build wealth buy liabilities, things like those designer clothes or heavily financed cars. But rich people, they buy cash flow. They buy stocks, businesses, and real estate. See, true wealth isn't about that fake flexing you see on social media. It is rooted strictly in ownership and acquiring assets that actually put money back into your pocket. Which brings us to step 1, grow your income. Because listen, you simply cannot budget your way to wealth with a tiny income. I mean, sure, skipping your daily coffee helps a little bit, but the reality is that actively increasing what you earn is what truly changes the game. So how do we actually do that? Well, in your 20s and 30s, you really need to focus on building high-income skills. Things like sales, marketing, mastering AI tools, coding, content creation, copywriting, or freelancing. Pick just one, master it, and then use it. You can either negotiate a higher salary at your 9 to 5 or start a lucrative freelance hustle on the side. This sequence to building wealth is a remarkably straightforward, step-by-step operating system. Earn more, save more, and invest more. It's a simple 3-step map. Once you finally secure that higher income, you create the actual financial gap you need to build real, lasting wealth. Now for step 2, stop lifestyle inflation. This is all about realizing that real wealth is built quietly. This is exactly the danger zone where so many young professionals trip up. So let's define it. Lifestyle inflation is the exact moment you make more money and then immediately spend it. You finally get that big raise, so you immediately go out and lease a car you still can't really afford or upgrade to a luxury apartment. Often, a raise just leads to bigger financial problems, leaving you right back where you started, completely broke, just with nicer stuff. So the absolutely crucial mindset shift here is this: freedom is greater than flexing. The quiet millionaires out there, they're the ones driving older Toyotas and living with roommates for a few extra years. And why do they do that? Because they know for a fact that every single impulse purchase literally steals a piece of their future freedom. Moving right along to step 3, invest consistently. Because at the end of the day, simple investing always beats complicated investing. Look, just saving cash in a regular checking account is not enough anymore. Inflation is just going to slowly eat it away. Your money actually must be put to work. And history gives us a super fascinating benchmark. 8 to 10%. That is the historical, long-term annual return of the US stock market. And no, you don't need to be some Wall Street wizard predicting market crashes to get that. Step 1 is simply opening a brokerage account at a place like Fidelity or Vanguard and just consistently buying broad index funds. When you do this, you unlock absolute mathematical magic, compound interest. This is when your money starts earning money, and then that new money earns even more money, creating exponential growth. It is honestly awe-inspiring when it really takes off. And this is exactly what Munger meant. Getting to that first 100K is a massive grind. But after that, compound interest literally takes the wheel. To put that into perspective, let's look at how the math actually plays out in real life. If you start right now at age 25 and invest just $500 a month, the compounding begins. By age 45, you are seeing accelerating rapid growth. And by retirement, that automated $500 a month multiplies into millions. You don't have to be a genius stock picker. You just need to let time do all the heavy lifting for you. And that leads us to our final section, the mindset of quiet wealth, where discipline creates wealth. You see, getting to that first $100,000 isn't just a math problem. It's entirely psychological. Patience is arguably one of the most profitable skills in the world. While a lot of your peers are going to want quick money and instant recognition, truly wealthy people focus on building long-term systems. They work hard, they stay incredibly focused on the bigger picture, and they are absolute masters at delaying gratification. Because when you finally cross that finish line, everything changes. Money stops being about mere survival. Now, make no mistake, the journey to get there will have its setbacks, and yeah, you'll get unexpected bills along the way. But once you hit it, you are no longer trapped in a toxic job just to make rent. You grant yourself the ultimate freedom to live life entirely on your own terms, the freedom to breathe, and really just choose your own path. So I'm going to leave you with this provocative challenge. Will you choose to look wealthy today or actually be wealthy tomorrow? It all comes down to the systems you choose to build right now. Honestly, the very best investment you can make is in yourself. So start today and your future self will absolutely thank you. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Now get out there and start building that wealth.